Well, hello and welcome. I know, it's been a while, but it is what it is. I've been doing okay this holiday season. Um, well, let's see. Had some issues with the vehicle that I have. I still have. Um, the back the back driver's side, I forgot what it's called. The back, I don't know exactly what it is, but if I went over 50 miles per hour, the back wheel would wobble. And so I didn't really have the income to fix it. And if you're wondering what I'm doing, on my stove in a crock pot, I have some pinto beans that I've been cooking all day, and I put some bacon in it for the flavor, of course. I put some bacon in it, and I just received in the mail my bacon flavored powder. And so I added that to the pinto beans, and right now I'm going to be adding some onions and peppers and some ham. That I wasn't here for Christmas. We went back home to Kenosha for Christmas, which, oh, honey child, that was an experience in itself, but we'll get into that in a few minutes. But so nonetheless, I ended up having to buy a new vehicle, and so I bought a 2002 Chevy Suburban, 4-wheel drive, and it was a kind of an iffy thing because my parents gave me the Christmas present of buying a new vehicle. And so, because I didn't sell my truck yet, and because I didn't do that yet, I said, well, there's no way for me to get up to you if I didn't sell my vehicle yet. And my mom said, here, this is what we're going to do for your brothers, so we're going to do it for you. So my brother got the same amount, and because he's remodeling his house that he lives in, so my mom said, here, Merry Christmas. Don't expect anything underneath the Christmas tree. Well, I didn't expect anything underneath the Christmas tree, but I got brand new pots and pans. My mom also bought me some new pots and pans because mine are terribly, terribly bad. And so I got that and went shopping with my niece, and it was good to see everybody, but it was just one of those holidays where you wish you could start all over again and just do it differently, because the traveling part was just horrendously bad. My dog, we had to buy a crate to put her in because traveling with her is worse than going to the dentist. Put it that way. Traveling with my dog is no picnic by any means. And she is loud. She won't sit still. And so we called up our vet, and the vet says, melatonin, melatonin. You know, give your dog melatonin. Well, we had a small bottle of it, and we gave her some melatonin. It didn't work. So we talked to the vet back home where my folks live, because my brother has a cat, and we went to his vet and just walked in and said, I have a question, and so I wanted to make sure that what we were doing for my dog was okay. It's not going to hurt her. And it was perfectly fine. She's old enough, or her health is fine. Her health is just fine. So, I didn't want to do anything that was going to hurt my dog. I wasn't sure, And so he said, this is what you can, you can get the chewable ones. She'll be just fine on that. So we got her the chewable ones. Well, at first they weren't working. I thought, well, what in God's name are we supposed to give? I know you can only see my head, and that's because my phone is slipping. In God's name, what are we supposed to give this dog so she'll shut her face? Because she was really, really peeving me off. The weather wasn't all that great. And it wasn't the truck. It wasn't, the problem with that. I was running on next to nothing. It literally takes about 13 hours or so to get from Arkansas to Wisconsin. So, and that's, stopping here and there for gas or to go to the potty and to let the dog out and do all that other good stuff. She's never been in a crate before, so that was part of our problem, was that she's never been in a crate before, and we didn't have very much time to practice, because by the time I got my Christmas present from my folks, I only had 3 days left to pack everything, get it into the truck, get my dog to sleep in the crate at least 2 nights in a row so we could practice that at least. It was a disaster from hell, I'm telling you. I mean, God bless you all if you can figure it out better than I did, but, because one vet says, take a blanket or a couple of blankets, cover the crate with a blanket, it'll get dark, she won't see the light, it'll stop her from making noise. Bullshit! She ate the damn things. Just about, not really ate it, but she ripped them apart. I ended up throwing away a pillow and a blanket. I got 3 blankets that we took with us, one for the dog. Well, actually, we took 4 blankets. We had her bedding, we decided we were going to take something that she was going to be familiar with. I didn't want to buy her a brand new pillow and then her not being familiar with it. So we took her bedding. I cleaned it, washed it, did whatever I had to do with it. Did that. Got it into the crate. It was big enough that my heifer of a dog, she's not a heifer, but she's a good sized dog. She's a 52-pound dog. So, Siberian Huskies are not small dogs. And her crate took up the whole back end of my truck, of my Suburban. She was in the way back. Well, she wasn't there when we left here We left here at 11:30 at night. We got to Wisconsin at 5 p.m. the next day. So we left here at 11:30 p.m. the night before and got here at 5, or got to Wisconsin at 5:30 or 5:15, somewhere around there the next day. So you figure out the math from there. But nonetheless, I ended up developing a rash on my wrist, which is right here, from stress. So I have tried everything I can to get rid of it. I don't know. I mean, I was in good spirits until I got to Wisconsin, and, I thought, well, it can't get any worse. And then I wake up the next morning and I have this rash. And I remembered I had a rash, something similar to it, on my arm, like right in this area of my arm. And my husband used Everclear. And those of you who know what Everclear is, it's a real strong grain alcohol. Well, we found something that is similar to Everclear. Went to the liquor store. In fact, the lady thought I was off my rocker. She looked at me like, what? You're using it for medical reasons? Yeah. She thought I was off my rocker, but, whatever. So that turned into a disaster. I mean, every friend of ours, they all knew, my friends knew that I was coming into town. My girlfriend, she became sick, no problem. My niece, she was just more interested in what was going on at her house, and she wasn't really interested that I was there. And here she's telling me a couple days before, I can't wait to see you, I can't wait to see you. That turned into a big disaster. So I wasn't feeling very welcome, or very, I don't know. It just wasn't the best trip. And so my husband and I, due to that, my husband and I thought, well, what in the God's name is this? We're not coming back if that's the way it's going to be. My brother was off in left field. Here I thought maybe I was going to have time to sit down with him and talk with him and see what was up his bum that he won't talk to me. Why did you all of a sudden stop talking to me? But that didn't happen. Like I said, my girlfriend was sick and she was busy on top of it. So, and my husband's friends kind of dropped him like flies when they found out that he no longer lived in Kenosha. And it's like, oh, okay, well, you no longer live here in Wisconsin. We want nothing to do with you. So, but we both kind of just went, okay, whatever. Due to the fact that my dad is really ill and wasn't doing so good, I thought, well, it would be the best thing for me. Okay, hold on. Okay, we decided to move it because every time that I moved, it would move the camera. So this is a big pack of ham that I got at one of my grocery stores. Some of the grocery stores around here, they all have these meat deals. Well, this one was you can't see the label anymore, but this was part of the Pick 5. And what that means is you can pick 5 things of meat for $25. And this is pre-cooked ham, and so I'm just going to slice it up and put it in with my pork, or with my pinto beans. And in this bowl I have onions and peppers already sliced up, so I'm going to do that. And so I'm going to finish doing that. And then I think I'm going to make some white rice, so we can have white rice and beans. You know, that little beans and rice type of thing. And that won't take very long. And it's not like I have a time period right now, because my roommate doesn't go back to work until let's see. Oh, my husband just said on the 4th. So not until Friday, which is very weird, but okay. So yeah, I don't really have a time limit to get everything done. I wanted to get the beans done. I went on a shopping spree. We don't have an Aldi's here in town, and so when we were in Wisconsin, I bought a few dollars worth of Aldi's stuff, and I was pleased to find out that they had low sodium chicken broth, and I can't find it very much around here. It's like this town is nothing but salt, and I've been trying, and I know the ham is loaded with sodium, but I found at one of my grocery stores, I found no sodium chicken broth. I had to go way on the other side of town to find it, but when I found the no sodium chicken broth, I thought, oh, there is a God. And he just blessed me with no sodium chicken broth. So, and you have to excuse my breathing. I don't know. My husband claims that I have some sort of allergies. So my sinuses are really not the best right now. And so I'm just going to slice up some ham. I already have bacon in it, so I don't want to add too much ham to it. I put the bacon in for the flavoring. So, and like I said, I just got in the mail some smoked powder. Smoked bacon flavored smoked powder from a company called Firehouse Spices, I think it is. I don't remember. I threw all the stuff away, the box and everything. So I'm going to get this sliced up and get that into my beans, and then get my rice going, because by the time the rice will be done, because I found a way of doing it in the microwave. It takes 20 minutes in the microwave, just as long as it does on the stove. It's just, you have to get your water nice and hot. And we had some ham yesterday. I made ham and potatoes and onions and stuff. And so this is basically almost the same thing, except for this time I'm using rice instead of the potatoes. And they're dried pinto beans instead of canned pinto beans. And I did find some low sodium cans of pinto beans. Might use a little bit more of ham. That should be plenty. Like I said, I already put some. And I probably could put some of this in the freezer and have it for another time. And I haven't even, I've been sort of lazy today, and I haven't even taken my Christmas ornaments down. So anyways, my trip was not the best. We came home on the 29th, and I've been still sort of recuperating from the drive because I was running on maybe a minimum of an hour of sleep, and we left like around 2 o'clock in the afternoon on the 28th, I think it was. Yeah, it was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon on the 28th, and we got home at 5 a.m. 5 or 6 a.m. No, it was like 6 a.m. is when we got home on the 29th. So we made good time, but it was like hardly any sleep. I mean, wow, hardly any. So that's just about it that's been going on around here. Everybody is still, so we didn't really have a Christmas with our roommate. So